What's going on, Jerome's with star edge rusher Danielle Hunter taking care of for this season. He is back in camp. He's back at practice. He's back at the walkthroughs and all that stuff. And defense coordinator Brian Flores. Somewhere Brian Flores is smiling right now because he gets his best defensive player. He gets one of the best edge rushers in the game at his disposal, and it is great. And last year, going back to the Danielle defense, as the Vikings transitioned from a 4-3, which they'd used during the Zimmer regime, the Frazier regime, etc., to a 3-4, it meant that your edge rushers are generally going to be stand-up outside linebackers, which means sometimes they drop into coverage as opposed to just rushing the passer. Even though the Vikings were very poop at getting after the quarterback at times last year, it was just extremely maddening watching Ed Donatel drop Danielle Hunter back into coverage and Zadarius Smith into coverage. It was just not good, man. It just wasn't good. And new defense coordinator Brian Flores did address that situation when asked point blank by Kevin Seifert, who is not Carl Gershman of ESPN. Here you go. DC Brian Flores was asked today whether, number one, he sees Hunter standing up as a traditional outside linebacker or with his hand down like a defensive end, and two, if he foresees Hunter dropping much into coverages. His answer should please Vikings fans, blah, blah, blah. One, Flores says he likes to trust veterans to tell them how they are most comfortable. There will be times for both alignments, but Flores said watching him, he's got a lot of experience with his hands down, and there obviously is a lot of defense where he will have his hand down. So that's good to know, and we'll talk about that in a sec. Two, whether Hunter will drop into coverage as he did more than ever in his career last season. Flores said, I probably like him going forward more than backward personally, but there are some instances where he may have to drop. Now, I know that he's hedging because it's coach speaking that stuff, but you could tell. You could tell the whole Danielle drop into coverage thing. That's going to be FUBAR, man. It is. And Brian Flores, he's been noted for his defensive pressures, loves blitzing, loves bringing heat. And, yeah, sometimes there will be some zone blitz concepts where Danielle will drop back and have a feint for the offense and be a decoy, and then everyone else brings heat somewhere else. But let's not see too many of those, as number 99's best asset is his pass rush, and paying $20 million for it. May as well use it, man. And Danielle last year, even though he was learning a new scheme, even though he was dropped into coverage 34 times, he still got after it, played in all 18 games, stayed healthy, led the team in sacks, second in pressures, all while learning a brand new position. And you're looking at the splits. So Danielle Hunter standing up as an outside linebacker versus hand in the dirt, a traditional defensive end. Back in 2021, back in the day, the final year of Zimmer, where Danielle, it should be noted, did only play in 7 games, but his splits were roughly what they were in previous years. Stand up around 14%, hand the dirt 86%. And then you look at Danielle last year, Danielle, I mean, he was standing up a very large, significant percent of the time. Roughly a 45-55 split. And then in terms of what side he's most comfortable on, for a large part of Danielle's career, it was him on the left side, it was Everson on the right side, or B-Rob on the right side occasionally. And for B-Rob was all over the place. But Danielle, his final year was Zimmer, 80%, so 4 times out of 5. He was on the left, about 20% on the right. Last year, it was about a 2/3, 1/3 split. And then coverage snaps, yes, only 7 games in 2021, but he wasn't about that coverage life. Only had 2 coverage snaps versus 34 last year. And where Danielle Hunter makes his bones, where he makes his money, where he is best utilized, where he had back-to-back 14.5 sack seasons, where he was the fastest player to 50 sacks to start an NFL career, is that left side, strong side defensive end, hand in the dirt as a 4-tech, 5-tech, or out as a wide 9. And Brian Flores, he's a defensive genius, and he loves using multiple schemes. He loves getting creative up front, and he'll find a lot of ways where Danielle, sometimes he'll be standing up, and sometimes he'll have his hand in the dirt. Probably majority will be on the left side, and playing some 4-tech, 5-tech up on the tackle, a little bit wide as like a 7 or 9-tech, and then just getting after him. Either way, I'm really confident that Brian Flores is going to be putting Danielle Hunter in the best possible spots, because he's got to be excited. I mean, the second happiest guy in Minnesota on Sunday morning after Danielle signed his deal is that guy. Unless his agent's in town, too. I don't know, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Brian Flores broke down number 99's role in the defense this season. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts and his thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.